Some of you may know my camera is out of order temporarily, but there's something really great about making a Scream 5 update while wearing the ghost face mask. It makes me feel very intimidating. Hello Sydneys, and thanks so much for clicking on this video, guys. We have an update on Scream 5. This is the new Scream movie that has been confirmed to come out in 2021. That's at least if nothing worse happens with the pandemic and everything else burning on fire with our world. The thing we're going to be talking about today is a leak concerning the casting that'll be involved in this new Scream movie. We've all been eagerly waiting what these new characters will look like. Well, it looks like we might have a slip-up of the original cast returning along with some new characters that I managed to find online. I'm gonna need your guys' opinions down below on everything we discuss here concerning Scream 5. Do these details excite you? What can you piece together? Because there's a lot of mystery elements here, and I'm gonna need you stalkerish Ghostface fans to decipher it with me. Alright, so jumping into it, I do want to give a shout out and a thank you to Critical Overload. They were the ones that brought this to my attention of a photo that landed online on Reddit that had a lot of leaked information concerning Scream 5. Now, this photo in particular comes from a website entitled Production Weekly. Now, the main point of this website, I guess, is just to keep people in the industry informed of what movies, TV shows are going into production. I wish I could look into more information on this stuff, but it's a paid membership and it's about $75 to get started. And I don't know about you, I'm not dropping that cash. Someone out there can if you want. And it looks like a fellow Ghostface fan went ahead and decided to do that because that's how we got this leaked image that landed online. Now, the thing you're looking at right now, I blacked out some of the information because it does contain personal emails and phone numbers to the actual writers and creators involved with Scream 5. And for a movie that's pretty famous with calling and sounding creepy over the phone, I don't want you stalking these people, but there's a lot of information that slipped out here that confirms some of the stuff we've been hearing. So one, really interesting that they do have it titled here, Scream 5. Now that doesn't mean that will be the title, but that is what they're calling it as of right now. So that kind of gives me high hopes because I've been saying for the longest time, I highly doubt that this new movie will actually be called Scream 5. To bring you up to speed, if you guys haven't heard, I do have a full playlist on my channel with everything concerning Scream 5. The reason this movie is possible is because the Weinstein Company that used to have the rights to the Scream franchise went bankrupt after the whole Weinstein situation, and this property was sold now to Spyglass Media, who will be bringing us this new Scream movie. And also, if you look at the current trends of horror movies being made, like Halloween 2018, where that was a sequel, but it didn't call itself Halloween 2, and even looking at this year's Candyman, which again, that is also a sequel, but it's keeping the same name, Candyman, movie studios have really moved away from putting a number at the end of their movie just because statistically it shows that less people might show up. So even though this is a continuation of the Scream franchise, this movie will be in continuity with 1 through 4, with it being owned by a new studio, and this is supposed to be launching a new horror movie franchise for Scream. I doubt they'll start calling it Scream 5. It might just be called Scream, or it might have a tagline, but looks like I could be proven wrong here because as of right now, they have it officially called Scream 5. More details that we see here, the working title of the film is Parkside Alpha. For those of you who don't know, sometimes movies like this will have a working title where it's kind of like a secret title that the movie is working under so that it can work in the shadows. For like the Child's Play 2019 reboot, the working title was called The Castlin Project. Apparently for Scream 4, the working title was Z. It usually is a little hint or nudge to something that happens in the movie, and I did discover something big with this working title. We'll get back to that in a sec. One thing here, it confirms the locations that we've been hearing of where the film will be shot at Southport and Wilmington, North Carolina. Looking to start production in mid-October of this year, so we can expect Scream 5 to have either a Halloween setting or just a very fall orange leaf season, which I think that's a perfect setting for a Scream movie. One thing that has finally been confirmed that has been a doubt in a lot of Scream fans is the synopsis and plot for this movie. If you didn't know, when we first heard about this film, the news was broken to us by Discussing Films, who had the exclusive and gave us the plot synopsis that we have all been saying for the longest time, is that the movie will follow a woman returning to her hometown trying to find out who has been committing a series of vicious crimes. The official plot they have listed now with this production website is a woman returns to her hometown when an unknown assailant commits a heinous crime and she attempts to find the culprit. That's basically the exact same plot we've been hearing, just said a little bit differently. Unknown if the woman returning home is Sydney or a brand new character that will be the main focus of the series from now on. But speaking of Sydney, we all know the only confirmed casting character for Scream 5 as of right now is David Arquette. He's the only one we have confirmed to be part of this movie. If this production sheet is correct, it's saying that Neve Campbell, David Arquette, and Courtney Cox are going to be in this movie, and that basically confirms what a lot of Scream fans have been wanting is the OG cast to be back, and this really is looking more like a sequel instead of a reboot sequel, which is what has been happening in Hollywood. And as a lifelong fan of Scream, if this is the case where it's a direct continuation of the end of Scream 4, I would be so happy, but I also wouldn't be against them trying to do something fresh and new and having the OG characters return in supporting roles. But okay, like I was mentioning here, the working title, Parkside Alpha, I was scratching my head all day thinking, what does that mean? Is that a place? Is that a hidden secret? Is this like an urban legend? And I was Googling, searching for all kinds of different meanings for Parkside Alpha, and I could find nothing. Just a bunch of random apartment places or weird streets, nothing really significant. And then I actually came across the casting for some new characters in Scream 5. If you go ahead and type Parkside Alpha with quotation marks and Vimo next to it, you will get an audition tape for Scream 5 that basically also confirms that this production leak is legit, or else why is a talent agency sending out an audition tape with the working title and Scream 5? Now it shows here that Jocelyn Hudden, which is an actress in Hollywood, sent an audition tape for the movie Parkside Alpha, aka Scream 5. Unfortunately, if you try clicking the link, it is password protected. And no joke, guys, I spent like 30 minutes trying to guess what the password would be. I did Ghostface, I did Scream, I did Radio Silence, which is the creators attached to this movie. I even did Pickle Rickle Dickle, and that didn't work. But if you do go to the IMDb page of this actress, she's been in a couple of notable works, Pixels, a Netflix series, The Strain. Keep in mind, guys, just because this actress auditioned for the movie does not mean she got the part. Anybody who's been part of a school play in their high school and been devastated when the casting sheet was released will know just because you audition somewhere, it does not mean you have the part. But the part she was auditioning for was for a character by the name of Teresa. And there you go, right there is one of the first brand new characters that'll be introduced in Scream 5 to either be axed off by Ghostface, or heck, we could be looking at Ghostface themselves and not even know it. So I thought to myself, okay, if people are sending auditions on Vimo to studios because of the social distancing and they can't audition in person, there must be other audition tapes on Vimo, and I can look them up, and maybe they won't be on private that require a password. So I went ahead on Vimo and I typed in Parkside Alpha, which is the working title, and one video did come up entitled Ryan. Now, if you click on the video, it's only 4 seconds long, and it's just this actor saying his age, height, but the description does have it as Parkside Alpha. It's also worth noting that this audition tape was sent in 4 months ago. That should really let you know that the full cast is probably already been signed and contracted as part of Scream 5. We're just probably waiting for an official announcement that they will be making pretty soon. If the pandemic never started, this movie was supposed to be shot in May, but because of everything going on in our world, it was pushed to October of this year. Now, this Ryan character, I don't think is gonna be a significant part of the movie. If anything, this just could be some sort of background character who has one line in the film. Usually when you do an audition tape like this that is that short, not really showing your acting ability, you don't have a significant part in the movie. Kind of looks like he'll just be a high school student walking in the background, or maybe having a small interaction with one of the main characters. But still, that's 2 brand new characters that we can now add to the Scream 5 slate. Teresa and Ryan. How crazy would it be if these 2 people turn out to be Ghostface and we found out way in advance? So So with all this stuff that came up online, I'm taking this as fact. This leaked production sheet is not made up and created by a fan. This is legit, and there's evidence online to back up that this is all real. I'm gonna need your guys' opinions down below. Like I said, Scream fans, work your magic. What do you think the working title could mean? What other stuff can you find online with this title? Anything and everything. You guys go ahead and leave me your thoughts down below. Don't forget to hit that like button. I felt like Gale Weathers today doing some investigating. Subscribe to the channel for more movie related content. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.